This is being a bit of a downer, breaking the hype a little bit, but I thought it was interesting. And it's the concept of this new feature that's in iOS 16 and macOS Ventura called Continuity Camera. And basically, we've talked about it on the podcast before, but it's this cool idea where you can actually take your iPhone, put it near your monitor, and as long as it's near your computer, it will see it as a webcam, and then you can actually use that as a webcam, and it's really cool. It works really well. If you think about it, the iPhone's camera is going to be way better than any Logitech camera you attach to your monitor, for better or for worse. Maybe maybe you don't want it to have as good video quality, depending, but it is way better. And it's so much easier than having a big SLR camera attached to your monitor with cables everywhere and interfaces and stuff like that. It just makes everything so seamless and so easy. So my first reaction to this was, oh, what a cool feature. I might try that. But in the Mac Power Users Forum, and we'll have a link to that, a user, Mitch Wagner, posted an article or posted a post called Continuity Camera, an Unpopular Opinion, where he basically gives a bunch of arguments against the hype. And I thought it was really interesting, and I hadn't really thought about it this way. So I'm curious, Tan, your take on this, if you're going to be hopping on the continuity camera bandwagon. And some of his arguments are interesting, which is, to use it, you have to take your phone out of your pocket and mount it on top of your monitor. So that means when you're in a meeting or when you're using it, you can't use your phone. Now, you could give the argument you should have 100% focus on the meeting. You shouldn't be using your phone, but sometimes there are legit reasons why you do need to check something or message somebody or whatever, but you can't do any of that because your phone's attached to your monitor. If you want to step away from your desk and you need to take your phone with you for whatever reason, you can't. You have to go through the thing of unmounting it and that sort of thing. And like I said, there's diminishing returns with video quality. Like, how good do you really need to look on Zoom? Like, it's one thing, you don't want to look bad, but at the same time, you don't necessarily need to look iPhone camera good. So, if you just do occasional FaceTimes with the family or something like that, or if for whatever reason you need super high quality video for maybe recordings and that type of stuff, then I think it's a great feature. But I think I agree with Mitch Wagner, which is, I think this is going to be more of a niche thing. People are going to try it and be like, oh yeah, that's cool. But I think probably most people aren't going to bother long term and are just going to stick to like the Logitech or whatever, or the built-in camera even. I'm curious, Tan, what your thoughts are about continuity camera in general. Is it something you're going to use? I know you already have a webcam, but maybe in the future, do you think it's a game changer, or do you think it's just a cool feature that really isn't going to be?
I do think it's a great feature, especially if you are traveling and you're limited in space. This is a great way to have some additional space in that sense, where you don't have to bring your webcam with you and you can just use your phone. But I think it's going to be very niche use case. So I personally wouldn't use it for all the reasons that the guy already mentioned and that you mentioned here. If you're somebody who's working from home, you probably don't need this as much. If you're traveling a lot, I think it could be handy. There have been situations where, through third-party apps, I would use like a small iPad as a secondary monitor. Like, again, would somebody really use that at the office or working from home? Not really. But if you're traveling, it can come in handy every now and then. Or for most of us, it's not really a thing that we need to do anyway. So I feel the same way about this. It's a really useful feature, but I just don't see myself using this at home where I spend 80% of the work that I do. And if I go to a coffee shop and I have to have a meeting, you know what? My MacBook has a built-in camera as well. So it's not like I'm short on options there. So I don't really see the use case for it myself, but I can see how others might find it helpful.
Yeah, if you find it a game changer for you, I would love to hear your use cases.